Hai, halo semuanya. Selamat malam, selamat berjumpa lagi dengan saya, Menina Putri Wismurti, Kepala Film Program dari 100% Manusia Film Festival. Kali ini, tahun ini, 100% Manusia Film Festival mengambil tema Change Maker dan sudah berlangsung sejak tanggal 28 Oktober hingga 12 November. Untuk pemutaran film di Jakarta sudah dibuka dengan opening film kami yang berjudul Eismayer yang diangkat dari kisah nyata mengenai seorang tokoh militer Eismayer di Austria yang akhirnya menemukan jati dirinya ketika ketika sedang berinteraksi dengan para anak buahnya. Jadi nanti kita akan ngobrol bareng, hari ini kita akan ngobrol bareng dengan tokoh asli dari Charles Eismayer dan juga Mario Falak yang kalian sudah tonton di film Eismayer. Kalau kalian sempat menonton juga kemarin hari Sabtu kita sempat hari Minggu kita sempat ngobrol bareng dengan sutradaranya yaitu David Wagner, di mana beliau menceritakan kisah di balik pembuatan film Eismayer dan bagaimana sampai akhirnya bisa diangkat ke layar lebar. Nah, film Eismayer sendiri kami putar lagi nanti di hari Rabu besok di IV jam 9 malam. Jadi kalau teman-teman ingin menonton film opening dari 100% Manusia Film Festival, secara gratis kalian bisa langsung datang ke IV Tamrin Jakarta. Semua pendaftaran bisa langsung dilakukan on the spot, tidak perlu daftar di tempat lainnya. Nanti ketika kalian datang, kalian bisa langsung daftar membership dahulu, lalu nanti bisa mendapatkan tiketnya. Semuanya bisa dilakukan secara gratis dan di tempat. Dan malam ini kita akan ngobrol langsung dengan tokoh asli dari film Eismayer yaitu Charles Eismayer dan juga Mario Falak yang kebetulan saat ini sedang off, mereka tidak lagi bertugas. Kebetulan Pak Eismayer sendiri saya dengar katanya sudah pensiun, sementara Pak Falak masih bekerja mengabdi kepada negara sebagai seorang tentara. Bila teman-teman ada ingin bertanya, silakan nanti langsung saja ditulis. Saya coba berusaha terjemahkan di sini. Mungkin nanti bisa mendengarkan Pak Asmayernya mungkin akan berbahasa Jerman. Saya akan sedikit membantu menerjemahkan juga dalam bahasa Jerman. Cuma nanti Mario akan membantu juga dalam bahasa Inggris. Sekali lagi saya ingatkan bahwa film Eismayer masih akan diputar di 100% Manusia Film Festival dan hanya diputar secara offline ya. Jadi buat teman-teman yang belum datang ke festivalnya ke festival kami, atau mungkin ada yang bertanya, atau kemarin saya lihat ada yang bertanya apakah diputar secara online. Tidak, film Eismayer hanya kami putar secara offline dan semoga kalian masih bisa mengejar. Besok adalah pemutaran terakhir dari film Eismayer jam 7 malam di IV Tamrin Jakarta. Sebentar saya undang dulu. Hai.
Hello, good morning.
Halo, halo Mario. Guten
Hello,
Tag.
this is Falak.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to finally meet you too, Mario and Charles. Wie geht's es dir?
Danke vielmals. Mir geht es sehr gut.
Und mir geht's genauso und Josephine.
Sehr hübsch. Wie alle Sie. Hallo. What's his name?
It's a girl, Josephine.
Oh, it's a girl. Hi, Josephine. Hello, Josephine.
No. Come here.
And this is
Ah.
Lloyd.
And this is Lloyd? And they are your nephew or cousins?
No, it's children of our best friends who are just visiting us.
Okay. Oh, that's so good. Good to have an extra personnel.
Okay. So,
Yes.
greetings to Indonesia from at the moment from Hungary, where we are just at our home in our garden, like you can see in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Because today there are holidays and we have a day off. So,
That's
and Charles
nice. That's
is in pension already, so he doesn't work.
so yes, probably maybe you can. I just noticed that Charles is not working anymore for the army. So you have already having your pension.
Yes, also sie hat gesagt, also sie hat mitbekommen, dass du nicht mehr arbeitest, sondern in der Pension bist. So it's true. From the since the 1st of May, he's in pension,
Mm-hmm.
and we have started some projects in our garden. So he has a lot of work, much more work than he had before. But it's everything good, just the things we like.
So viele arbeiten aber im Garten.
Ja, sehr viel. Sehr, sehr viel. Mario hat immer sehr viele Projekte, die er haben möchte.
Aber das ist sehr gut, no?
Ja, das ist super.
Okay.
But he always has something to do.
That's good. And you, Mario, you're still serving in the army, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm still serving in the army, and my working place is only about 1.5 hours away from our home in Hungary. So it's a perfect conditions for to be like in countryside and still have a nice work and around all the possibilities, the positive sides from countryside, living countryside and working in urban side.
Yes, and also close to the nature, I guess.
Yeah, there is a lot of nature around us.
No. Yes. So yes, I was just wondering. I have asked also David, but then he was like saying that maybe you should better ask Mario and Charles. Like, how did you guys manage to trust David to make the film actually? Because I understand that he came to you so many times.
Yes, I will just translate first. Also sie fragt, also wie ist es möglich, also dass wir David vertraut haben, also sozusagen den Film zu machen. So as you mentioned, David came and visited us. So first he called Charles and asked for an interview because he already had a kind of project ready or finished, and he just wants to have some kind of frames or just few inputs to complete his story. And then Charles answered, yeah, now at the moment he has no time to get in contact with him at work, but if he wants, he can visit us at our place at home. And this is what happened. He came and just said, I need only about an hour and then I can leave because I have already finished, everything finished. So I'm done. I just want to have some words with you. And then out of this hour, 6 hours happened. He stayed 6 hours with us, talking with us. And at the end, he just said, wow, I thought I have a complete story, but now I know I have nothing and I have to start from the beginning on. And then he said, please give me the possibility to visit you more often and to create the story as you can see he created.
Okay, wow. So he revised what he did, or to get back after the 6 hours talking. Wow.
Yeah, just to recognize that he has nothing and he has to start with from the beginning on. And this is what in the next 1.5 years he visits us very often and spend a lot of time with us. And then later, as he also picked the actors, the main actors, he visits us here at our place in Hungary too. And there we just get to know each other. So that that the film gets much closer to our persons and to the persons we are. And this is what they did perfectly, in my opinion. Of course, the film is not the copy of our life, but it's just a film. We also have to mention this too. But he did a really, really good job, in my opinion. Also ich habe gesagt, dass wir uns mehrere Male uns ja oft in den 1,5 Jahren getroffen hat und dann eben auch die Schauspieler hier getroffen haben. Yeah.
Yes, and I think he did a really good job too. Here we really appreciate his film and also the life of you two of you guys. And I guess that's why the Venice International Film Festival gave the best film award to him for Eismayer too. So I think we all recognize his hard work on that.
Yeah. I also think he did a hard work, and especially with the possibility of the Austrian Armed Forces, which also had supported the film, and to organize all this stuff. It was a hard work, and I think he did a very, very good job.
So he was telling also that all the shooting was done in the barrack, the same where you work, Charles. Yeah.
Sie sagte, dass die ganzen Aufnahmen in den Kaserne passiert sind, wo du arbeitest.
Yeah.
It's true, yes. And the filming happened in the time where Charles still was active, so he had also the possibility to work on the set too, to change some or to recommend some changes and to support David during the filming.
Were there any?
Du musst jetzt sagen, dass David sofort das Vertrauen in uns, also wir hatten sofort Vertrauen in ihn. Erstens einmal, weil er Österreicher ist. Zweitens einmal, weil er Jungschauspieler ist, obwohl eine amerikanische Firma sich gemeldet hat er den Zuschlag bekommen.
Yeah. So from the beginning on, sorry that I interrupt. From the beginning on, we had really a big trust in David, and because he's a very young and very empathic person. And there was also another guy who also wanted to make the movie. Just he came up with the same idea, but just with an American as a US company in the background. And but in my opinion, it was too commercial. So it was just more or less about money. And with David, I think it was his personal intent or his personal gain he wanted to do. This is our talk. Sorry.
That's so cute. There's a very nice garden that you guys have. You really work hard, Charles, to maintain the garden.
Charles worked hard. Yes, it's true.
Und uns war bewusst, dass natürlich die amerikanische Filmgesellschaft mehr Geld hätte als mit österreichischer Produktion. Aber trotzdem haben wir auf David vertraut und gehofft. Yeah. Und brauchten somit auch die Unterstützung von der Armee, damit dieser Film überhaupt machbar ist.
Charles wanted to explain that he was aware of that the guy with the American company in background, American film company in the background, would create maybe a different movie. I would not say better, but a different movie because just they have a lot of more financial possibilities. But we just decided to cooperate with David because it was his personal, like I said, his personal aim, and he put all his person into this project. That's why also we very, very trusted him, and he also trusted us, and we worked together for almost 3 years to create the movie.
Yeah. And also the actors that play the two of you guys. What do you think of them? Do you think that they look like you or representing you as the same, or?
We had a lot of feedbacks about the persons, and from persons which knows us very, very well, and of course a lot of persons just say, of course, the actor can never match the original, or I exactly know how you would react in this or another situation. But others, a lot of others also said, "Oh, it's exactly you, the asshole." When he's talking about me, he matched you perfectly, and you are really that, and sometimes even worse than the actors played in the movie, like an pain in the ass. Sorry for the word. And for Charles also is the same, especially the hard and the very strong wordings he used in the movie, um, like almost a perfect copy, I would say. And the actors were here in Hungary with us. They trained very, very hard, and our presence around them pushed them even to train harder. And at the end, they said, "Okay, now you must leave because it's too much pressure. Now leave, please. It's too much pressure to always be observed and to have this kind of corrections in every movement, in every facial expression, and so on."
So you guys were there when they do the production and the shooting, and somehow you're present intimidating them, or?
Yes, very often, because they were like they were afraid that they cannot match us. But we said, you must not match us. Just be yourself.
Yourself, yes.
And I think it would be be presented much better than if they tried just to copy us. It's not the thing you should do in a movie, I think.
Yeah, that's true. But the both of the actors, they did a very good job, and I was telling David also how I was asking him how his choice came to Gerhard Liebmann. He was always in films, but never a main character, and now this is the first time I saw him in the as a leading actor. So that's something that really interesting to see, actually.
It's also my opinion. We also know several series where Gerhard were a part of the play, but never in a main movie. And he did a very, very, very great job here. And it was not a very easy role to play, especially because the role model is still alive. And as one of the Austrian regisseurs said, who won an Oscar, if you read the storyline, it would just be like written by out of a hand. But if you know that they are the protagonists still alive and standing next to me, then you know it's not just the best story is written by like in a life. Life is writing the best stories, the real life.
Yes, that's true. This is very interesting because the two of you are still here and then able to share the stories with. And I heard that the two of you are also attending the world premiere in Venice and get a standing applause for 5 minutes. So how did you guys feel?
Sie sagt, also ich habe auch gehört, dass ihr in Venedig bei der Weltpremiere wart und einen 5-minütigen Standing Ovation Applaus gemacht, also und wie wir uns gefühlt haben.
Verdammt gut.
Very well, Charles. And the more energy gave us not only the standing ovation, but also the comments of the audience presented in the cinema. Especially an older lady, just were talking about 5 minutes, and I thought she was like anti-gay because I do not understand Italian, because he was talking very, very rush and hard, and so I thought, okay, now she's talking against gay persons, but no, she just explained that more or less every gay movie is at the moment some kind of success, or every LGBTQ plus movie is about success, and if you just take this topic, then you will be successful as a movie writer. But then she explained in this case, it's not true, because there are still, even if you think there is nothing more, that we have probed in every single area of the life, and then, David, you found an subject where it's still not normal to talk about being different or being LGBTQ, and this is the military domain. And thank you for the movie, and thank you to present us, especially, or to probe in this domain too, and then with a real life story. And she said then, I don't know, I didn't had a question, I just wanted to tell my opinion, but now I still have a question. David, what is your next project? So I think he did a good job, and this was what we liked much more than the standing ovation, because standing ovation, we were of course proud of it, but it's for David. It was his work and his applause, and this how to say, this comment, especially of this old lady, touched us, because we were the persons who probed in this military domain and came out, and this is what we were very proud of.
And I heard that the film has been screened publicly in Austria. And how did the people respond to that?
Until now, we only have very, very positive feedback. Only positive feedback. Of course, there are some people who just, I would say, maybe behind the back, say some wordings that we are, but we do not have the opportunity to hear them or to read them. Only positive feedback. Also very, very positive.
And I was just wondering, how did you feel when you first watched it, the two of you?
Like the very first time I watched it, it was already in March, and there I had a very different feelings, because in the first time you're watching a movie, you cannot really concentrate on the topic and on the plot, but because you just think, was I really that way? Have I done it? Would I do it like that, like shown in the movie? So I needed to watch the movie a second time to just realize that it is about our life, and that a lot of things happened there just happened to us, and that they were watched through other person's eyes. And the Charles was absolutely not fine with the movie in the first time, so he watched it the next 30 times. So now, when there is a role which must be, how to say, replaced, Charles can do it. Every single role in the movie. He likes the movie now very, very, very much. Also ich habe gefragt, wie das so war, als ich das erste Mal den Film geschaut habe, gesagt, ich habe beim ersten Mal nicht genau gewusst, was ich so davon halten soll, und nicht auf die, sondern würde ich das wirklich so machen. Und du hast schon 30 Mal den Film gesagt, kannst du jede Rolle ersetzen.
I can imagine at the very beginning, it must be shocking for the two of you to see how your real life or history or story being captured in the big screen, and then you watch it. I can imagine the shock that you feel.
Yeah, and especially because some scenes could not be like they really happened in the real life, because it would be too expensive. But they changed the scenery, but explained the story more or less like with the same emotions, but on a different scenery, which is much cheaper, in my opinion, still even better.
Yes, indeed.
Of course, the movie also doesn't show every explicit part of the life, and like you can see those where you can see those stones and bricks like coming into this brick area, or leaving the brick area, or at the end where it's snowing, not upside down but downside up. It gives the opportunity to imagine that maybe some plots or some sceneries were even much harder, or were with much more emotion, also combined with much more emotion, And it is indeed it was like that. Like in our personal life, there were a lot of more very, very deep points and very high points too, of course, which cannot be just like told in that kind of very, very short movie. Like it should be
Yes.
an HBO series or something like that.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Also, we have some questions from our audience who have watched your film. For example, like the scene where you propose to Charles at the how you call it, Ferris wheel. Was that
Yeah.
really happening, or they were just like, is it just a dramatic additional scene in the movie, or is it like really happening?
It was exactly the scenario I thought about when I explained it before.
Uh-huh.
It really happened in Vienna on this wheel, after this very famous wheel in Vienna, Prata, but it
Uh-huh.
happened in Dubai, and it
In
was
Du-
much more. That's why they explained about honeymoons in Dubai with
yes, in
stone.
Dubai. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is why, because this scenario happened in Dubai, and it was much more emotional and more dramatic. But it would be too expensive, and during the COVID time, it was not even possible to do the same scenario in Dubai. So that's why they did the shooting in Vienna.
Okay.
It happened, but not like in Vienna, but in Dubai, together with the scenery on Burj Khalifa at
Oh,
New Year
wow.
Eve. Yes,
So with all the fireworks behind you guys.
exactly. But much more dramatic. It was very dramatic. At the end, I just said, "Now you should decide very fast, otherwise we will end. Otherwise we will end in a prison." And he just started to cry and said, It doesn't matter if we are in the same cell."
Oh, that's so romantic. So now I would like to ask, who is the more romantic, you Mario, or Charles?
Also sie fragt gerade,
Wer der Romantiker ist.
Yeah, that is really.
I think there are different timings. Like sometimes, especially when I come back home from a mission abroad, I can find hearts made of paper or plastic or different other
Oh,
things all around the house, like with the cookie, with burning candles when I enter the apartment, like a surprise. And for a long time, every single day when I woke up, there was a heart made out of paper with a very nice, lovely message on it. Breakfast prepared for me when I woke up to go to work. He was already up for more than an hour to prepare everything for me. So in this case, he is a very romantic person. When it's about events or organizing something very, very romantic or very something that bound us for also a very long time, then me is the more romantic person. But sometimes he don't like those surprises at all. So I planned one. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Once I planned a very, very big surprise with all our friends for his birthday, and so I didn't I didn't say happy birthday to you in the morning, but just
yeah,
ignored the whole day. And
I
at the end,
see.
he just started to play a diva. He just screamed at me, "You don't even think about my birthday, and we are so long together, and you forgot it, and I hate you, and I will not go with you anywhere. I will stay in the flat." And then I had to force him to go with me, and he didn't want to. And then I had to say, "You idiot! We planned a surprising party, and there are more than 50 persons waiting for you over there to surprise you and to wish you all the best and everything. And you are just playing a diva." At this time, we didn't have the Snickers, you know. So in this
Okay.
case, yeah, sometimes I try to be romantic at least.
But he is more romantic in the terms of making the hearts every day. Wow. Yes.
So yeah.
Sorry?
So he is the hard one, but with a very big heart.
Oh. There was also like a scene which actually a kind of my favorite scene in other than the room where you, and in the beginning of the film there was that you went into this room and then you see all the bricks around and all the winter coming is like the one that I told you, like a kind of like opening a chapter of book and give us a space to breathe while watching the film. But there was also a scene where Charles was diagnosed with cancer, and then he was very adamant about it and very stubborn, and then you were very trying to be optimistic and you have to go upstairs, you cannot take the elevator and all that. So was that I was just wondering, was that how you also is that how you do with his being stubborn and being hard as he is, or was that you also being caring for him to take care of his illness at that time?
Yeah, so this is also something what I also explained that cannot be shown really very perfect in the movie. This phase of our life, our together life, especially of his life, was a very, very, very hard one. There in this, of course, in the movie it is also wasn't shown, but in this time, just about 6 months before he get cancer, or he had the cancer already years before, almost 15 years before. But in this year where he had to go to do the treatment against cancer, he lost his son. So his son died. And
I'm so sorry for that.
yes, and it was really, really hard for us both, because I also know his son very good, and at his job, in his position, they also tried to how to say to replace him, or to put him in a different position he didn't like first. And then the cancer came, and more or less it looked like he would give up. And as you said, he's a very, very stubborn person. So to how to say, to go there and just to have to be pity with him, and to say he's yeah, I'm sorry for you, Charles, on everything, would not change a thing. So just be as stubborn as he is, just mirror him, and it will bring much more. It was my opinion. So it was to be him, to be just as hard as he is to persons who want to give up. So I was hard to him, to not allow him to give up. But because sometimes you must push the people who are not willing to do what they should do. And in this case, it was to just continue living.
Yes, I agree with you, to just move on and continue living.
And I was really, really hard to him in this time, and much harder than it was shown in the movie. So it was not the second floor. He had to carry all the stuff up, but it was the third floor.
Wow, even higher.
Even higher, yes.
But that helps him, so thank you for making him doing that, Mario.
Yeah, I'm sure. Also es ging gerade darum in die Aufzugsszene, und ich habe dann geschrieben, dass es noch viel schlimmer war.
Ja.
And yeah, he had to suffer a lot, and this training also shown in the movie. It happened a very, very long period of time until he made to how to say to compete cancer. He still has cancer, but it's more or less like capsule, so he can live for next 100 years until our projects in the garden are finished.
Until the project is finished.
Until the project is finished. So we need just more 100 years more than.
Okay. I think that is doable.
Yeah. So
okay.
Like he's working now, it's doable.
Yes, that's true. Now I would like to ask you, Charles. So what was the thing that made you first fall in love with Mario, or first realize that you want to be true to yourself?
Was war war der Grund oder beziehungsweise was war das Ding, dass du dich in mich verliebt hast und das sozusagen, dass du he just said he's not aware of it, he don't know. He puts it's in his life.
Yes.
Also ich würde sagen, am Anfang war es halt nicht Liebe, sondern Hass.
In the beginning, it was not, for sure, not love, but hate.
Erstens einmal, weil du immer
First of all, because I always was trying to compete. I always tried to resist.
ich konnte aber hier nicht ran, weil sowohl die Aufgaben gemacht, die korrekt Arbeiten gemacht.
But she could not, how to say, fight me that easily, because even if I was resisting always, I did the missions or the orders which were given to me. I did them perfectly. So it was not easy to fight me, almost not possible to fight me.
Und am Anfang natürlich war es ein normaler Dienst, aber mit den Jahren ist dann quasi das Interesse mehr geworden.
Yeah, and in the beginning, it was only duty feelings, like respectful duty feelings, but with years passing by, the feelings grow.
Und weil du natürlich auch jünger warst,
And as I was much younger than I am now I'm an old man. I was years ago, I was the kind of sexy, so he was attracted to me also.
Okay.
das Interesse immer mehr geworden.
And that's why the interests were growing in something else too, but the interest in the first.
So basically it was hate at the beginning and then the love grows.
Yes, like a small plant, and it is still a small plant, like this one.
But that small plant in 100 years will be finished.
Yeah, in 100 years, also this could be finished. And at the end, the hate was replaced by love.
Okay. And what was the courage that motivates you to be true to yourself and to say and to come out to your wife and also your family at that time?
Und was war eigentlich der Beweggrund oder beziehungsweise die Stärke, die dich bewogen oder die uns bewogen hat, zu sich selber zu stehen und sich also zu outen?
Also bei mir war es sicherlich der Mario. Der Mario hat mir die Stärke gegeben, weil er sich geoutet hat. Ich hätte mich sicherlich alleine nie geoutet.
Also in his opinion, it was me that pushed him to come out. Without me, he wouldn't do it. He would lie to himself, and he would still. At home, he was already out, but in the military or in the public life, he would never come out without me pushing him. And for me, it was Charles' family, which pushed me hard. Not the family, but my impression, yes, like my impression of this kind of open family life, because all his family was accepting him, was respecting him, and I was really, really impressed. It was a really big, beautiful impression for me. So I just wanted to have this kind of normal, absolutely just a normal life, nothing special, just a normal life, to be able to say that I love him, to be able to just hold hands with him together in the public, and when we have visit like we have now, our best friend, that we must not remove our pictures away or just think about what could let us come out, just not on purpose, but just yeah. Sorry, I cannot find the real word, but by accident, more or less. So it was for me just I want to live a normal life. And this is what I said. I want to come out, be accepted and respected by my family if possible. And if not, then I will break all bonds to my family and find the persons who can respect and accept me. But it was not necessary to break any bounds, because my family is still loving me. They are here, and until yesterday my father also was here helping us with our projects. So everybody loves Charles even more than me. Because they know that I am an ass.
Okay. And so I also see in all of our film screening, we usually invited the local a speaker to talk about the issue that brought. And when we see how Austria is very open to receive a gay in their military system, I was just wondering, when you also first encountered this, Mario, did you receive all the warm welcome like what we've seen in the movie, where you and your troops are also being together without any discrimination, for example? Because here in Indonesia, that would never happen. There will, if someone come out as a gay man or a lesbian, then they would be directly kicked out, like one of the story that I told you, the policeman in the Middle Java that being kicked out from his troop.
I heard about the story, and I'm really, really sorry that is happening, still happening, even in the 21st century. As we came out, we just wanted to get married in uniform. This was our wish, because we are soldiers. We love our job. It's not only a job; it's like a part of our life. And this is why we wanted to have this kind of marriage in uniform. And as we applied for the allowance to marry in uniform, a very, very good friend of Charles, who is also a very high-ranking general in the Austrian Armed Forces, said, not only that, but we also will make a press statement so that nobody dares to have a bad opinion about you guys, because the attack is the best defense. So just we will make the press statement, and we will go forward with this information. And all other persons who knows us were, of course, surprised, because a lot of people could just not believe that that we are gay. They were surprised first, but they are very, very, very supportive. And also the military, the Austrian Armed Forces, of course, they are still people who cannot just accept it like that easily. There will be always the narrow-minded people, but the Austrian Armed Forces as the institution supported us very, very well, and there were not that many problems at all, or almost no problems at all. And also the public opinion was only the few, as I mentioned, the few narrow-minded persons who are just not satisfied with their life. They had a problem with it, but the majority of the Austrian population and the majority of the persons we work with in the army, they're absolutely positive about our coming out and about our engagement.
Was that the first marriage that happening in the military, or?
The first gay marriage, yes, and the only gay marriage until now. But of course, it's not the first marriage happened in the military. There are several occasions, even in military barracks or military institutions. There are more or less on a daily basis marriages announced and happening. Like not always between military persons, like a man military or a female military person, but like a military person can marry a civilian person also in a military institution.
But yours was the first gay marriage. Yes. In the military service.
And until now, the only one. But I think this our supposal or our proceeding maybe will motivate more other gay persons to come out and also maybe engage in uniform too. We would love this. Also ich habe gerade also sie hat gefragt, ob das die einzige Hochzeit, militärische Hochzeit ist. Nein, es gibt auch andere, die militärisch heiraten, also auch Männer und Frauen, aber auch Zivilisten, also Militaristen, Zivilisten heiraten. Aber ich glaube, ich hoffe, dass unser Vorgehen und so die anderen dazu motiviert, auch rauszukommen.
Aber natürlich, wir hatten es sehr, sehr leicht. Also nicht sehr, wir hatten es leichter. Dadurch, dass ich militärisch schon in einem gewissen Rang war.
Also, and in his opinion, also in Charles' opinion, we had some kind of more or less an easier way to come out because he was already in a high-ranking position, non-commissioned officer, but in a very high-ranking position, and me too.
Und weil ich ja sehr, sehr viele Jahre, 27 Jahre, sozial sehr mich engagiert habe und hier schon in der Öffentlichkeit einen Namen hat, sei es bei Wirtschaft, Politik, bei Licht ins Dunkel und so weiter.
And also because he was a very well-known person already in a public opinion, he had already made his path and made his name, working with different social events, like maybe you have heard, called Licht ins Dunkel, Light into the Dark, a very known German speaking area social project. He more or less built it up together with the Austrian public television, and he was very, very known and well connected in the civilian world too. So that it was very, very hard to attack him or to have a bad opinion about him or to go more aggressively against our thing. So it was more or less, this is our opinion, of course, that it was also the positive thing that made it more easier for us to come out, because he was already very, very well known.
Mm-hmm. But then the two of you has opened the door for everyone to do also the same, because it's not possible now.
I hope so. I hope so that we open the door. It's still possible, and then like the military, like the institution, military and police, they are how to say, they are doing everything. They're doing a very, very big steps. How to say, to make also those persons feel comfortable within the military or in a police or like in the public institutions. It's just about single persons who are still not fine with our way of living. But I think it's just a matter of time, especially if you are how to say, living a life of a role model. If you try to show them that we are also just normal people like all other, with our problems, with our benefits, or with our challenges, that we are just a normal people.
Yes, and also probably most of our audience here feels so connected to Charles, like they have to lead a double life, but also cannot be out. And maybe if the two of you or Charles can also give a kind of an advice or encourage word for them.
Also sie meint, also es ist ja auch viele Leute, die jetzt gerade zuschauen und zuhören, empfinden das Gleiche, also ein Doppelleben führen zu müssen und sich verstecken zu müssen. Wenn du irgendwelche Worte findest, also die sozusagen die Leute ermutigen, das Leben weiterzuführen oder es zu verändern, du vielleicht irgendwelche Worte hast.
Natürlich. Es gibt nichts Schöneres, wenn die Zeit da ist und das Umfeld. Das muss aber jeder Einzelne selbst immer beurteilen. Immer selbst beurteilen. Wann die richtige Zeit ist, dann soll er sich aus. Denn es gibt nichts Schöneres, wie wenn man richtig frei leben kann und ein Leben ausleben kann.
He said it's if the timing is suitable, and of course the surrounding is secure and welcoming. And even if you don't have this kind of feeling at the moment, but still try to come out and try to live your life as good as possible. But it must be, for every single person, it must be their decision. And he would recommend, if this is possible, if the timings are suitable and the surroundings more or less welcoming, then just try and fail. If you do not try, you already failed more or less where he was.
Okay, that's a very good advice. Thank you so much, guys. And you would like to say something, Mario, also from your part, especially for the policeman that I told you about, because I'm sure that he is actually listening at this moment.
I hope so. We are feeling really with you, and I hope all the best for you. And it doesn't matter how often you fail down. It's always very important to stand up and fight for your rights. And if all world seems to be against you, there are still persons and people who will be with you and who will feel with you. And even if it's just in a secret, like on a secret life, but they will be with you. Yeah. And also for Charles is also holding the dumps for and wishing all the best. That at least now it can still become an happy ending story. It doesn't matter how many challenges happens, there are still the light at the end of the tunnel. This is our opinion, and you just have to fight for it. And we are proud of that. Also in other countries, the people are, how to say, trying to catch up to their happiness.
Yes. Thank you. This is what we're trying to do also here in our festival, in 100% Manusia, 100% Human Film Festival, and we are so honored. I'm so honored and happy to talk with you guys and to see that, and there is actually a happy gay film and not just about a sad one ending in a very, I don't know, desperate situation. So your film is very inspiring, and I read that so many people are also saying that your love story is beautiful, and the story that you share in your film is very inspiring. So yes, thank you for sharing your stories with us, and also for David, who has been successfully make it come true.
Also sie meinte so, es ist eine wunderschöne Sache, dass man endlich mal wieder eine schwule Happy End Geschichte hört und sieht, und das ist eine sehr inspirierende Geschichte, und viele Leute macht es glücklich, dass ich eine glückliche und dass wir diese Geschichte geteilt haben. Also we have to thank you, and we are really honored to be able to talk to you, especially because you are one of those warriors who are still trying to it is very, very important thing to have supporters like this kind of event worldwide, because it's never ending. It always will be persons who are discriminated and who has to fight to just be able to live a normal life. And like persons like you are, and the institutions and organizations like you support and you organizing are very, very important for especially LGBTQ people, because alone, if you are alone, you just feel lost especially in a I would say not that friendly and gay friendly environment. But with your support, you can see that you are not alone, and that there is a chance that things will change in more positive directions, even if it takes years.
Eins möchte ich noch sagen. Weil jeder uns fragt, warum dass wir so viel preisgegeben haben von unserem Leben. So intime Sachen.
And he just wanted to mention one thing, because it was a question. We were often questioned why we are telling so many details about our life.
Dann bin ich gewaltig stolz, wenn der Film in vielen Ländern gezeigt wird und ein kleiner Schritt sich in dieser Situation verbessert, dann haben wir schon das Richtige getan, dass wir ein Stück von unserem Leben präsentiert haben.
Yeah, and even if it's in all those countries where the people can see the movie, only a little things change to more positive improvement, then we would be very, very proud of it. That our story has made something positive out of those things. It would make us very proud, and you are one of those persons who make it more or less possible, or make it possible more or less. You are the person who makes it possible.
Und haben wir schon sehr, sehr viele erreicht.
Then we have reached a very big goal for us.
Thank you. Yes. I'm speechless. Ich kann nie andere Worte zu sprechen.
Sie ist sprachlos, also sie kann wieder nicht dazu sagen können.
Aber wir können auch etwas, wir schicken dir aus Ungarn ein Pussy.
Ja.
Okay.
We can send you a kiss from Hungary.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your lovely house and also your cute garden behind and the small trees in Hungary.
And when we are making holidays, when we are planning holidays in Indonesia, we will
yes
call you, give you a call, and visit you too.
Yes, please let me know. And if I ever come to Hungary, I will also let you know. So probably we can meet.
Or to Vienna, because it's sometimes more easier to come to Vienna than to our place in Hungary.
Okay, or to Vienna, yes, for sure. That will be easier. Great. Thank you so much, Mario. Thank you so much, Charles, for this wonderful talk.
Thank you.
All the best to your audience.
Schöne Grüße nach Indonesien.
The best wishes to Indonesia.
Danke sehr.
And, enjoy the event.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Liebe Grüße aus Indonesia.
Ciao, ciao.
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 So, yes, thank you so much, everyone, for, aduh, saya jadi ya jadi agak tersentuh, jadi pengen mewek nih. Ya, terima kasih semuanya. Thank you so much for joining our talk today, our Instagram Live 100% Film Chat dengan tokoh asli, with the real characters of Eismayer film, our opening film, which is Charles Eismayer and also Mario Falak, and how sweet they are. Now you guys have become my role couple. So yes, seperti yang tadi saya bilang, as I earlier mentioned in the beginning, that the film will have its last screening in our festival tomorrow at IFI Tamrin, Jakarta at 7 p.m. You just have to go to this venue and just directly register there and get the tickets there. Everything are for free. And please remember that the seats are limited. We don't have a 500 seats. So it's based on the first come, first serve. So just come tomorrow. We have the venue still. And this is our last screening of Eismayer. And then semoga teman-teman juga masih bisa menonton film-film kami yang lainnya. Kita masih ada banyak film di IFI, Erasmus, Swiss. Hari ini lagi berlangsung kumpulan film pendek Inggris 100% London Calling yang menang di BAFTA dan juga menang di BFI, diputar di sini semuanya jadi satu. Dan juga di Gute saat ini juga masih ada pemutaran film lainnya yang bisa kalian tonton. Besok juga kita ada di 3 venue tersebut dan akan berlangsung sampai hari Minggu. Sementara itu film-film offline, tidak semua film yang kami putar offline akan bisa kalian tonton di online, hanya beberapa saja. Jadi nanti juga you guys can also watch our film online, but it's actually different than the one that we screen offline. Also for our closing film, we're gonna have it offline and the closing film will start at 7 p.m. You can go directly to the IFI Tamrin Jakarta. It will be open for public too, and yeah, I'm still speechless with the with the interview before. It was the both of them are very nice. It's even more than what we've seen in the film. So, and hopefully the talks with Charles and also Mario can inspire you guys. And yes, we still have another 100% Film Chat Instagram Live. After this, Kurnia, our foundation director, will lead a session with Mbak Merlin Sofyan and also Mas Tony Trimarsanto for their latest short film that being screened in 100% Manusia Film Festival called Someday atau Kisah Farah dari Bandung. This film is going to be screened in Kekini on Saturday at 5th November and also in Jogja. So this film will be screened in Indonesia for the first time. So hopefully you guys can also watch it in our festival Saturday at the Kikini and also in Jogja at the IFI Jogja. So saya Putri undur diri. Thank you so much for talking and staying with us, and thank you, and I hope what we did can inspire you just a little bit to do a change or to make your life or life around you better. Thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.